Hi, I'm Max.
Hi, I'm Monica.
Hi, I'm Sylvia.
We chose a 6th grade writing standard that states support claims with clear reasons and relevant evidence using credible sources and demonstrating an understanding of the topic or text.
We chose this standard because we think it's an imperative skill to establish when you're younger because you'll keep developing on it throughout further education.
Keep watching for a real life scenario where this comes into play.
Does anyone want to share what they wrote about Louis Lecar's book, Holes?
Well, I read this article on JSTOR from a literary critic that said that the yellow-spotted lizards represent the deadly aspects of Camp Green Lake because they invaded the area after the life-giving lake dried up and they present a deadly threat to all humans at the camp. So, you know, in the scene where like Stanley and Zero are digging for his grandpa's suitcase, well, they survived because they ate so many onions, which represent a positive and life-affirming symbol. And so the lizards who don't like onion blood, they don't bite them, so that's why they survive.
Really good use of reliable sources. Jimbo, what did you write about?
Well, in my research, I think that the lizards represent his animalistic side, and they show that Stanley is brave.
Where did you find that information?
Well, my friend showed me this website that his friend made, and he wrote a lot of stuff on it, and it was really good information.
Well, that's not the most reliable source.
Well, I think my source is reliable because Johnny's my best friend, and he wouldn't lie to me ever.
That's not how you determine a reliable source. See, Susie used a reputable database.
Well, how do I tell if a source is credible?
Here's how you do it. Before you turn in your final assignment, check out this video as part of your homework.
I think it's Colonel Mustard in the study with the candlesticks.
Why? We're at the end of the game. It's obvious that it's Professor Plum.
Well, I hate mustard. I don't like studying, and it's really annoying when Mom tries to use candlesticks instead of lights. Also, how could it be plums? I love plums.
That makes no sense. We're at the end of the game, and if the evidence is clear that it's Professor Plum.
It makes perfect sense.
You know, she makes a point. You need to ground your claims in relevant evidence.
Well, how do I know if it's relevant?
A relevant source is not only credible, but it relates to your claim. Just because you don't like Mustard doesn't mean Colonel Mustard committed the murder.
Oh, I get it. So, since all the other character cards have been dealt, then the only one left is Professor Plum, so that's probably who it's gonna be.
Exactly.
And the murderer is Colonel Mustard.
What?
I'm just kidding. It's Professor Plum.
Ah, you jokester.
Now that we've talked about reliable sources, let's look at some of the resources you guys used on your final papers.
Well, I went to the library and I asked for help, and the librarian showed me all these databases, and I learned so many things. I learned the climate kind of represents that their feeling of Camp Green Lake and how everyone is hardened and very stone cold, and then he goes to God's Thumb, which his grandpa talks about, and that's where he finds refuge, and that place represents kind of his safe haven, and there are onions there, which represent kind of a healing power and make it very healthy. And all of these sources I found in databases where other scholars had peer-reviewed them.
Where did you find that information?
Well, I looked at JSTOR and EBSCO and MLA and a bunch of other literary magazines too.
Wow, those are all credible, relevant, and related to your claim. I don't think I've seen anyone go this above and beyond with their sources. The only way you could have done better is if you actually got in touch to the,
This is my uncle, Louis Sakar. He helped me write my essay.
Louis the car!
Come on.